A busy one today, and the biggest noise is around moves that may never even get off the ground. Fabrizio Romano is firmly cooling talk of Eduardo Camavinga and Michael Olise, while Liverpool, Arsenal, Tottenham and Borussia Dortmund are all in the Sano mix. There's also proper movement on the Chalobah, Lucas BERGVALL and TzOLIS stories, with fees now being put on several of them. Now, the hot rumours. Lucas BERGVALL is now in real negotiation territory, with Nottingham Forest and Tottenham both involved and Sky Sports saying Spurs already rejected an opening $51 million, or £38 million, offer. BBC Sport add that Forest are expected to come back with £45 million, which keeps the price range firmly between those figures. So this is not just loose interest, there's a number on the table and it's being pushed upward. The question now is whether Forest can get Tottenham to shift, because for the moment Spurs are standing firm. Arsenal appear to be moving quickly on TzOLIS, with The Guardian and BBC Sport both pointing to a deal worth up to €40 million, around £34 million, with Club Brugge. Reports say there's not yet an official bid, but Arsenal are understood to have verbally matched the asking price, and a medical is said to be coming in the next few days. The clubs in the wider story are Arsenal and Club Brugge, and the deal is being framed as a replacement move after Leandro Trossard's exit was confirmed. On the evidence available, this looks advanced and very close to the finish line. Inter are being linked with Jed Spence, but Corriere dello Sport say Tottenham's valuation is the stumbling block. Spurs are said to rate him at up to $46 million, which is about £34 million, and that cost is being described as a major obstacle for the Italian champions. The report has Inter working on the deal, so this is more than casual interest, but there's no sign of a breakthrough yet. For now, it sounds active, but still expensive and complicated. Sano is attracting a proper multi-club chase, but Liverpool are said to be front of the pack. TzOLIS say Liverpool are prepared to offer $69 million, around £51 million, to Mainz, while Arsenal, Tottenham and Borussia Dortmund have also been in contact with his entourage. That gives you all 4 clubs in the race, with Liverpool currently leading and the others trying to keep pace. On that basis, this is a live one, and Liverpool look the best placed right now. Chalobah is drawing interest from Inter and Como, with Football.London saying Chelsea have already rejected 2 offers and value him at up to $47 million, around £35 million. The same report says Chalobah is keen on Italy, which adds momentum to the chase, and Football London also mention at least 2 other clubs in the mix beyond Como. So you've got Chelsea holding firm, Inter and Como pushing, and the player open to the move. That makes this an active negotiation, not just background noise. Romero has a few different threads running at once. Corriere dello Sport say Inter are working on a deal, Tottenham value him at up to $57 million, about £42.5 million, and Sport add that Barcelona would be his preferred destination over Atletico Madrid or Inter. That gives you all 3 interested clubs, with a price that Spurs are clearly not prepared to make easy. Barcelona's interest sounds more conditional because of the need to move players out first, but this is still a very live story. AC Milan are reportedly chasing Phil Foden of Manchester City. That's according to Sport Media Set. As always, treat it as a rumour until it's official. And finally, the one still on the radar. On Eduardo Camavinga, Fabrizio Romano is playing this one very cautiously, because the message is that Manchester United would be wasting their time opening talks with Real Madrid. The reason is simple, the player is said to be determined to stay at the Bernabeu. So despite United being the club mentioned, there's no fee, no bid and no sign of movement from the player's side. Right now, this looks like a story that stalls before it really starts. Michael Olise is another name getting a reality check from Fabrizio Romano. The report says Real Madrid can only sign him if he himself tells Bayern Munich that he wants out. So, while Madrid are the club credited with interest, there's no suggestion of a bid, talks or agreement. At this stage, the whole thing hinges on the player opening the door first, and that makes it a very early watch rather than a live move. Sander Berge has emerged as a serious name on Manchester United's internal list, according to TzOLIS. The figure being talked about is $54 million, or £40 million, which the report says makes him a more affordable option than Carlos Baleba. There's no club-to-club negotiation described here, and no rival clubs listed, just internal discussion at United. So this is one to watch rather than one that's properly moving yet. Diogo Costa is being watched by Chelsea, Paris Saint-Germain and Bayern Munich, but the key detail from Correo da Manhã is that Chelsea are still well short of his Porto release clause. That clause is set at $69 million, or £51 million, and Porto's worry is that somebody triggers it late in the window. So this is clearly on the radar of several big clubs, yet there's no sign Chelsea are close enough to force the issue. For now, the release clause is the story. Marcus Rashford's situation is more about contract economics than a fresh chase, according to The Athletic. The report says he has already turned down offers that were more lucrative than his current Manchester United terms, while his £40 million release clause has expired. There are no clubs named in this cluster, and no live bidding war to point to. So this is a stalled picture rather than a transfer in motion. If you want the daily transfer picture kept clear and grounded, make sure you're subscribed to The Signing Room. I'll be back tomorrow with the next roundup as the rumours keep moving.